Dallin is out. Saxon is in. And we're talking about people who have chips on their shoulder again today. Let's do it now.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me.
What is going on, everybody? It is lunchtime. Time to get a break from that work day, hang out with some friends, talk about sports, entertainment, and specifically CrossFit. What's going on? We got Jake in the house, Vicky, Meredith, Trent Olive, Jay Birch, Craig Pasley, Joseph Ramirez.
I really wish we could get that just to say their names again.
What's that?
I'm not down.
Yeah.
I hope YouTube's listening.
How big is Cory's what?
No, Chip. Definitely Chip.
Andrew Sten with the jokes already. So I'm listening to Savon this morning. This is not even close to the rails. Listening to Savon this morning. He starts talking about Jeremy as looking like the guy from Digital Underground.
Shock G.
Now in my head is and that's all I can do. That's all I can think of.
To be fair, that's a fantastic song. It still holds up today, and that song is old.
The video, maybe not. But the song,
Shock G's running around with a fake nose and glasses on, and like
the song is still a banger.
They just doing the Humpty dance.
Getting busy in the Burger King bathroom, man.
Oh, it's fantastic. Good stuff.
He looks like Sendog from Cypress Hill. I've been saying about Jeremy forever.
He doesn't not look like Sendog from Cypress Hill. I agree with Joseph on that one. So, but I think I also see Shock G with the nose, with the fake nose.
Yeah. Jacqueline, haven't seen her in the live chat in a while. Good to see you. Hopefully that means you got a day off or something. I got to meet her at the Fort Worth games for the first time ever, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. She's at work slacking. That's my life. So, let's hit the big news first, and then we'll dive into like our other stuff. But last night it was announced for Dallin Pepper on his Instagram. Spin broke it as well. That the bike, basically, I'm going to paraphrase his comments. The bike workout at SoCal where he went to the wall, gave him rhabdo, and he is still suffering the effects of that, and has been advised by his medical team that he should take a break for a little bit and not go to Rogue if he wants 2026 to be fully recovered. So he is out. Saxon Panchik is now in as the backfill. So I think we have a couple of interesting storylines here. One, Saxon Panchik, the defector, the whatever you want to call him, coming back and saying, F you to WFP, I'm going back to CrossFit. This can tell his comeback story.
Yeah, it's a good place for it to start, right?
For Dallin, here's a guy that is poised to be the next big thing, right? And how does this affect him? And I asked Kelly Clark this last night when we did our little casual conversation. How does this affect him mentally going forward? Is he going to be able to push to that limit again when he's fighting for those points at the games?
I think he has to. I don't think he has a choice.
Well,
and not in the fact that I don't think he has a choice. The fact that or to say that it's either do that or nothing. I don't think the way he's built, he has a choice. I don't think that the way his mind frame is that he has a choice. That like, okay, yeah, I got Rhabdo, had some lingering effects, can't do Rogue, gonna get healed up, and then we're just gonna go back to doing what we were doing before. I think that added somebody, I don't know if it was his comments or some spin, somebody was saying something about bring back having an off season, and he has been in a lot of competitions this year. I don't think he got Rhabdo on purpose, or by design, I should say. But I don't think it was on accident from just the accumulation of stuff that he was doing, not necessarily back to back, but I mean, it's not like he was peeling off training or pulling back from training in the meantime. I don't feel like that was probably a thing, right? Because he wants to stay peak shape, peak form for every one of these things because he's a competitor and he wants to win. He's made that abundantly clear. And he's got the capability to as well. So it sucks. I feel horrible for him. I've never had it. I've heard horrible things about it. Definitely not a fun time, but maybe just going to give him a little bit of a break. Ease back on training a little bit to be able to lean back in, get ready in time for the Open and kind of make a good run at the games again next year. Oh, okay. Well, we got frozen Scott. This is how we keep Scott fresh, y'all. He gets frozen from time to time. Dun, 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 dun. Get that real good high-speed internet in Scott's basement out there in Columbus. And it's just me. All right. So, yes, Shanna, hopefully not too much. Thanks, Tristan. No pressure. Hopefully not too much muscle damage to recover from 100%. You're never going to get the full story, right? Because all they're saying right now is that he has had Rhabdo, lingering effects from it, enough to where they're saying do not, or would be a bad idea to go ahead and compete at Rogue. And he's listening to his doctor, which is definitely a good thing. You start one episode of Stranger Things today by the time season 9 drops, you're caught up. Thanks, Jacqueline. Oh, let me go back up and see. Let's see what we got. That is a packed comp season. Yes, Jacqueline. I would 100% agree. That is a packed competition season between semifinals, online, or start back at the Open, right? Open, semifinals. Last year. Hey, there he is.
Lost internet at the house. So,
all right.
Here we are.
That's exciting.
On my phone. So what I miss?
Nothing. Just me rambling on, trying to read a couple comments. What Birch is saying, I think, is probably a good or valid, I would say, saying too many events and the bike was the thing that just kind of tipped him over the edge. What I was just bringing up was just start all the way back at the beginning of the year, right? The Open. He did Waterpalooza last year, right?
I think he did team.
Yeah. So let's start there. Waterpalooza, the Open, semifinals, the online semifinals. That's how he actually qualified, right? Then nothing
Yeah.
for a little while. Whichever WFP events he did, which he did 2 of them, correct?
He did.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's at least 5 different things before you even get to the games. There's the games, which obviously he performed at a high level. And then you get all the way to Waza in California, like it's gonna add up after a while, or it can add up for a while. I mean, dude, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. Not only did we lose Scott on the laptop,
It is. It is. I'm coming back in on another way.
Gotcha. Anyway, that's a lot. That's a whole lot of stuff. So I feel for man. Oh, all right. Now we got 2 Scotts and 1 Cory. There we go.
There we go.
Aaron, I don't think it was necessarily from the one thing, but they're probably pointing to that because the Echo bike, I mean, he tried to rip the handles off of it, right? I mean, if you go back and watch that event by itself, that's probably the one thing he went the hardest on. And that's probably what they're just pointing to and saying, hey, this is probably what tipped you over the edge right there.
So the interesting part of the conversation, I don't know what you guys have been talking about, and I've missed all the comments because I couldn't see them on the phone. Is when I was talking with Kelly last night, she has actually seen more Rhabdo in firemen that she trains than in athletes, because the athletes train to a certain level of a tolerance, right? Where the firemen aren't trained for the training of being a fireman. Or she said they go out and drink the night before, then come in.
Got it. Yes, they might come in and then all of a sudden they have to go at full bore, try to, save somebody's house, save somebody's life, whatever. And then they end up getting Rhabdo. Yep. I believe I am following what you're putting down there. Oh, let's see. Shanna saying kidney damage can be mitigated with an IV if caught early. Muscle loss can be a problem long-term sometimes. And I'm wondering, I'm hoping that's not the case. I don't want to say he seemed fine because you can never tell, without actually knowing him being inside of his house, how bad or good or whatever the case may be it actually is. Hey, we lost him again. Everyone's going to end up being a mountain boy and start making sourdough. I don't know, CrossFit. I don't know. That would Pepper's going to not resign. What's the word I'm looking for? Retire and start making sourdough, slinging coffee in Hawaii anytime soon, but it's definitely a possibility. Anyway, that's a 100%. I feel for the dude. I can't imagine. Like, I have been lucky in my own time competing to not really have any serious injuries. I had a couple of things that sidelined me for a little bit, but no more than a week at a time. Nothing that I had to withdraw from a competition that I was about to go do. That is for certain. That is for certain. He's in hospital. I feel like so Aaron, I don't know if it can be mitigated by fueling properly. Hey, all right, back on Scott's phone.
I swear to God. So anyway, you got it all. You got it all handled.
And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where we're at. I'm just saying, like, me personally, I've never had anything serious that has sidelined me for more than like a couple of days at a time. I think a week at most. So I can't imagine somebody like Dallin, who is, he's a contender, right? He is 100% a contender to win, not just be on a podium. He's a contender to win the CrossFit Games, having to slow down, pull back, and knock back some of his training, especially now that we're basically off season type stuff where you can do a lot of base building type stuff. Because the previous year you just ended up doing too much, and
yeah.
And I'm not gonna mention it, but like the people who was like, oh, we want more competitions, we want more stuff, you want more stuff. You got more stuff. This is what happens. It was bound to happen sooner or later. Maybe not to him necessarily, but it was bound to happen sooner or later.
So people are asking me to turn my phone. This is the only way I can see the comments. So you're
It's
stuck
fine.
with
You
it
got
this
letterbox.
way.
You got letterbox Scott. It's fine. It's not a big deal. The opposite of anyway. Everybody's got limits.
Yep.
Everybody's got
And I
limits.
think that's what it shows. My biggest concern is he get willing to push to that limit in the future?
I think he will be. I think if you, from an athlete's perspective, right? From an athlete perspective, you can't. If you're going to be fearful going in, you just do not go, because you're going to end up, if you make it, you're going to end up 15th, or you're going to end up getting cut, or you're going to end up somewhere at the bottom because you're going to be scared to see what happens.
Shanna, our local MD, compartment syndrome can also cause it. So maybe Dallin's leg swelled too much.
No idea what that is, but I believe you.
She's more of an expert than we are.
Oh,
That's
God,
all
yeah.
I'm saying.
God, yeah.
So I wanted to ask you about. We'll finish the Dallin thing and move on. Yesterday we talked about, do you need a chip on your shoulder to be a good athlete? And you have very clearly stated you have a chip, whether you want it or not. It's there, and you keep receipts.
Mm-hmm. I got a whole folder on my phone named receipts that I got screenshots taken from various places, various things, various results and whatnot that I just keep handy to remind myself. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, after that conversation, Vicky, who is always in our chat, she does a podcast called Be Limitless.
Yep.
And she sent me some content she created yesterday. And it talked about that positive talk is kind of a false narrative. And if I'm saying any of this wrong, hopefully she'll correct me. That really the opposite of positive is not negative, but it's neutral. And really, we need to get more into that neutral mindset, not necessarily like beating ourselves up, but looking at things logically without emotion. And and chips are emotion, right? Like we are looking at it as this person wronged me and I want to pay them back. And I'm going to pay them back by working harder than them and doing everything I can to show them I can accomplish this task. And I think like in the one thing I would argue is in the right setting, that can be very motivating and can work to an advantage. But I think the problem is when you swing emotionally, you swing to the negative, and then you're thinking thoughts and you're beating yourself up and you're doing it to a place where it's not productive anymore. And I think she kind of said that way more eloquently than I did. But she kind of talked about that a lot. And then that really you want to kind of get into that neutral attitude where you're looking at things logically as opposed to emotionally. So as someone with a chip, what are your thoughts on that?
I think that in a perfect world, she's 100% right. In a perfect world, yes, absolutely. I would love to be able to and sometimes I can, but it's not often. So I also will say that in addition to my folder of my receipts, right, where people have told me stuff and I'm like, I just kind of shake my head at it, like, oh, and if we both make it into this division, we're going to get our asses kicked. No, you might get your ass kicked. I'm not, because I know what kind of work I've been doing. I know what kind of the sacrifices I've been putting in. I know what I'm capable of at this point. Didn't used to be like that. Did not used to be like that. My first individual competition, individual masters competition, pretty big local comp around here. I had a minor nervous breakdown after the first event because I thought I didn't belong there. Right? You know, I've told you that story for damn sure. And it took a whole lot of work for me to accept the fact that the work I've been doing is actually working. Does that make sense? Like the work I've been putting in, it's getting me where I want to go, and that I actually do belong in the places that I'm going to now. But I still have those voices and those statements and those whatever you want to call them that are in my brain and in my heart in some places, and that are stacked up on my shoulder that are saying, you can't do this. You don't belong here. We don't want you here. Oh my God, why is that guy here? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Some of them are real. Some of them are not. I'm well aware of that. Some of those are absolutely 100% made up by myself. You know, you're having your own narrative about what, you know, there's two people over there talking and one of them over there look in your general direction. Clearly, they must be talking about you. So like that kind of shit just plays in my head on repeat. What I have learned to do and what I am still learning to do, what I'm still getting better at, is that is taking that and using it. Does that make sense? Like instead of just having these chips and having all this shit that I'm just carrying around with me, now I can take it off and use it as fuel and burn it and put it, put it into effect where, yeah, it's there, but instead of dragging me down, I'm going to use it to light a fire to my ass with it.
So Vicky, who was the inspiration for this discussion, says, but there's no guarantee that the work we put in is going to always play out on the floor. Nor can we control what others have done or doing. That is where shifting to neutral plays out.
Yeah, 100%. So I think what Vicky's saying is that, or what I'm getting from what she's saying is something I've been also doing a whole lot of, is that, or trying to have a whole lot of, is not necessarily having expectations when I step onto the floor, right? If I know if I'm in training, that's one thing. Like I want to get a result from training. Like I want to do, I'm doing a max set of unbroken ring muscle ups where I'm aiming for this number. Well, I didn't get to this number. Okay, I can go back and kind of adjust that. Step on the competition floor, you got one shot. One shot. And I've said this a million times, line us up, see what happens. Send us out there. Let's go. At that point, I just have to trust that what I've done has been enough. And it doesn't necessarily matter. And it does matter, but it doesn't necessarily matter if I beat everybody else, so long as that I know that what I give is good enough for me, knowing that I left everything out there every single time. So
here's her follow-up.
Yep.
And what happens when you don't have it there to use?
Vicky, you ever seen the first Avengers movie? When the Hulk said, when they asked the Hulk about, or when they were in for the Battle of New York, and he said, well, you're going to have to get angry. And he said, that's my secret, is that I'm always angry. It doesn't go away. It hasn't. To this point, it has not gone away. It will not go away. It might quieten, might get quieter, but it does not go away. It hasn't gone away. No matter what, I could win the next 4 competitions I'm in, and it still won't go away. I could make the games this year, and it's not going to go away. I could win, next year, when I turn 50 and I'm back with, Jesus Christ, with Grub, it still won't go away. Like it's going to be there no matter what. And the
So
only reason I know that is
who
'cause
hurt you as a child, man?
I didn't have many friends. I didn't have many friends. That's a lot of what it is. Believe it or not, it is a lot of stuff from when I was growing up that it was just me and my mom for the very longest time, living in a rural community that was not, not super prosperous. And it was just me and her. We were broke to begin with. So like I didn't have a whole lot of friends. I wasn't a kid that got picked first for anything, right? Unless there was only two of us and one of us was in a wheelchair, then yeah, I would get picked first. So that's what a lot of it is. And it's still there. Right.
Shanna, CrossFit Games champ. I go into an event wondering how well I can do, with curiosity more than anything.
Shanna, I am getting better at that, at having that mindset of let's see what's going to happen. Right. I told you to Scott, especially whenever we were at NFC together, is that no expectations. Like, let's see what happens. I'm going to run my race and see what happens. And when I'm loose like that, I'm able to be loose like that. At that point, anyway, I would perform a whole lot better. What I did learn here recently. Oh yeah, going back. So I got my folder for with all my receipts. I also have a long list of every competition that I go to. Is that when I get done with it, and one of my who I would consider to be my mindset coach made me start doing is write down everything that went wrong and everything that went right. And we go back and we look over, okay, what was I good at? What was I not good at? What was I good at? What was I not good at? What can I work on? What doesn't necessarily need work, reinforcement, whatever you want to call it. And that's also helped a hell of a lot at me being able to go in and then learn things about myself I didn't know. Like, I learned that, and anybody who's met me for more than 10 minutes knows, like, I don't shut up. Whether it's warming up, working out, just standing around talking, like, it's very rare for me to be quiet for more than 5-10 minutes at a time. And what I learned at Monster Games over the summer is that I'm able to be able to kind of lock in, focus in without putting too much pressure on myself, which wasn't a thing before. I did that for the last workout of the day. I figured out that I could do that. And that was a big thing for me. It's like, because now I know how to do it. Whereas before, I was just, if I was like that, just kind of in my own head, there'd be all kinds of crazy shit going on. Where now I was be able to just like focus in. This is what we're doing. Okay, cool. Come out, execute. Outstanding. Moving right along. So for me, like, that was a big deal. I wrote that down, underlined it, circled it, highlighted it, like, because that's something I'm gonna be able to use going forward.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of the flip thing right now. Like I was you 10 years ago, right? I had the chip on my shoulder. I did everything out of anger. And then when things were taken away from me due to my back injury, like, then things got squirrely for me. And I think that's what Vicky's pointing to with, what if it's not there anymore? And I've been on that side where I couldn't control that I still had that, right?
Yeah.
And when that got taken away from me, then it went to my confidence just shriveled. And so if you look at the thumbnail for today, I have you with the chip and me with finding confidence, right? Because I'm on the other side of that, where I can't even hold the chip because I don't even know if I'm able to. And so I'm fighting for confidence.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we have to look at the flip side, that if that is pulled away, do you have the tools and resources available to you to keep moving, to keep grinding, to keep getting after it when it's ripped away from you?
I hope so. I really
Yeah.
do. I like to think that I do, just for the and this is God's grace. The group that I have surrounded myself with, whether it be my wife and children and my training partners and just the friends that I have around here who all believe in me. And it is absolutely unreal. And it doesn't matter what the results are, right? It doesn't matter that, hey, yeah, you punted this one into the stands or you did this, terribly and whatnot. They are able to, from Brandon, from my my best friend Bernard and whatnot, kind of narrow it down for me and be like, hey, this part doesn't matter, right? This is one piece of a really big fucking puzzle that we're doing, and it does not matter. So like, I have been immensely blessed to be able to have that kind of, even when I get down on myself and I'm not feeling confident, because that's probably more often than it isn't. I have these people there to be able to like, hey, bro, you're doing the right things. This is going to happen. It's not a linear path by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a straight line. It's not a 45-degree angle. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. It might go real down for a little while, but you're going to go back up. And they're not going to let me. And I know that's external motivation, external factors and whatnot, but it's there. Right.
So let me give you a little story time.
I love it.
Because I want you to understand where I'm at. And Vicky makes a comment here. I'm not going to pull it up because it makes it hard for me to see. But because the anger is unstable, because it's based in emotion. So redefining the baseline is all you can do in the moment and lean more forward. So I'm grinding. I'm losing a ton of weight. I'm getting fit. I'm doing competitions. I'm doing the whole thing. All of a sudden, they go to deadlift one day, back. Then all of a sudden, it becomes sciatica. Then it goes down my leg. Then my leg goes numb. And then I was a coach at the same time. That community was my support that you talk about. These people that surrounded me. These people that loved on me. I get approached by the owner to say, hey, because of your back injury, we think you need to take time to yourself, and we are asking you not to coach anymore, and blah, 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 right? Well, in my emotional state, I took that as go away, come back when you're better.
Right.
And so then I go away. I don't have that support system anymore. I don't have the people loving on me. I don't have the positive piece of it. And I was unaware of a neutral. I was completely unaware of it because it was either negative or positive. And so I went into a downward spiral that just kept going and going and going. And if you're a community and you don't catch that person starting the spiral at step 1 or step 2, it's real hard to get them out.
Yeah.
So when that started going, I had no neutral to lean back on. And it made it really, really hard for me in those times. And someone who fought through all the negativity and all the weight gain and all that to kick that in the ass, I lost every bit of confidence in what I could do.
That's terrible.
And so I hope that the communities in the gyms, and Kelly Clark and I talked about this last night. Like her vision is that if a person walks out your door, you need to catch them in the first step to get them back in just to hang out with you. It doesn't even have to be to lift a weight. It doesn't have to be to get on a bike. Just come back and be here. And that's what I want communities to understand. I want gym owners to understand. Like, it's that first step you've got to get them. Don't let them go and hope they're coming back. But my love was coaching. My love was being an athlete. And when all of that got ripped away all at the same time, it was just emotionally devastating.
It's a lot. It's a lot, especially if it's all of it at once. Like, we had one of our coaches at the gym. She couldn't work out for the longest time, was battling knee stuff, ankle stuff, whatever. But she was able to still coach. So she was still able to come in, even if it would killing her not to be able to do stuff, but she could still come in, coach, be a part of the community, see what people are doing, interact, like the whole thing, and as she slowly made her way back, right? So yeah, dude, I hate that for you. I absolutely hate that for you, because I know firsthand what it's like to be able to find something, right? That's holy shit. These are my people. This is my tribe. These are my things. And then I can't imagine, because it has not happened to me at that point, but having it all pulled away like that, and well-meaning, right? Because I don't feel like, from what you're saying anyway, it doesn't feel like they were like, oh, you're hurt, get the fuck out of here, we don't want you in here anymore. It feels more like they were just like, hey, maybe you should take it easy for a little while and then come back when you're ready. But in your head, it was just like, you can't do anything, don't come over here.
To this day, I can't tell you what it was, because at the time I was not able to look at it without emotion.
Yeah.
And to this day, I couldn't. I mean, you're talking about a guy that lost 250 pounds. My picture was on everything to promote that gym. My picture was on the website. My picture was in the hallway.
You
My
lost a
picture was
linebacker.
everywhere. What's that?
You lost a linebacker.
I did. I mean,
like, not just a regular person.
And so when it happened, my thoughts went to, okay, now that I'm struggling and I'm not your poster child anymore, you just want me to go away so people can't see me gain the weight back.
Yeah.
And then it just started to go, like, and it went hard and it went fast, and it took weeks for friends to reach out because they didn't know what to say.
Right.
Like, it was really, really bad. And so that's why I wanted to have this discussion with you, because I know what that chip does for you. And when you're in it and you see all the good it does, you don't ever think about, do I have the tools available to me when if that is taken away in any stretch or any means.
I've had thoughts about it, like, what do I do if I can't, for whatever reason, right? What do I do if I can't? Because it's an identity thing at that point. Like, right now, I think of myself as husband, father, or husband, dad, really, an athlete, like, in that order, right? I am married to Jennifer. I got 3 badass kids, and I am a CrossFit athlete who is trying to be the best possible human I can be. And if one of those things get taken away, because I'm always going to be a husband and a dad. But, like, if for whatever reason, if I break my leg in 17 places, what am I going to do then? Right? Because I didn't lose 250, but I lost quite a bit of weight at one point in my life, and I was fat and fucking miserable. When I was fat, I was miserable. And I wasn't just miserable to me, I was miserable to everybody around me. And I'm aware of that now. And
so Frida, you're probably correct. It almost sounds like they spoke without knowing or being able to find the right words. I think that's it exactly. But in my head, I couldn't discern that in that moment, because I was all emotion.
Yeah, you couldn't split the two things up.
Yeah. This is really hard to do on my phone, I'm telling you. KDL, geez, I've been going through a lot of this stuff lately too, in different ways. Going to have to rewatch this one. Yeah, this isn't really where I thought we were going in this, totally.
That's
but that's pretty much taken up the whole show. And I think it's good for me. I'll just be honest. It's very therapeutic that we're talking about this.
Good. I'm glad.
And Vicky has helped with, sending words of encouragement. Howie has sent words of encouragement. Like, because I wrestled with, when I was doing the weight loss show and it was so public, I really had a hard time with that too. And I've been trying to get over that for the last 2 years. And so trying to work through all this stuff is really, really hard. So I'm glad we're having this conversation anyway.
But what we have learned, or at least what I feel like we have learned anyway, is that anything that's worth doing is probably going to be pretty difficult to do, right? And so if you're getting something out of it, well, if you're getting something out of it, if it's making you, if it's cathartic in any kind of way, even though this is not the easiest conversation we've had by far, generally speaking, it's more like maybe they should hire Bill and Napier twice, as opposed to let's talk about some real type shit, then I think it's worth doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think on one hand, it's really easy to say, just show up. Like literally just show up for yourself every single day. And that's the neutral way of thinking, right? Just show up. And whatever you can get in that day, you've gotten in. And that's step one. On the other side, you're like, I've got this mountain to climb. And that's the emotional way of looking at it. And then it looks so daunting. It's so hard. Like, how do we break this up into workable pieces, right?
So when I signed up for my first ever Masters competition, and I did not understand at the time, but the guy who was in my gym, Cecil Piazza, said, so you're taking a bite out of the elephant, huh? And I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about whatsoever. And I was just like, yeah, there you go. It took me quite some time before I finally ended up looking it up. And I was like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Right. Yep. So that's what, you saying that just show up, which is what we tell people as a coach. What I tell people at the gym, especially new people that just signed up, is that, oh man, this is so hard. Oh, yeah, it is. It's going to be hard. You're going to get better. All I need you to do is come back tomorrow. That's it. It's the only thing I'm asking you to do. Come back tomorrow. Be present while you're here.
So just this for Jay Birch, and then we're going to shut off because the Sport of Fitness podcast is going live in about 2 minutes. Yes, and I don't want anybody to miss that. But this is for Jay Birch. My why: to live my older life better than my younger life. And that means to get around, to do what I want to do, to go hiking, to do all of those things that I want to do with my daughter, with my wife, and do it without worrying about can I do it? And that is my why. He keeps asking me that. That is my why. Tune in tomorrow, and we'll talk about it probably some more, because this probably has opened up a floodgate of things. Maybe I'll bring Cory back, and we'll have this go a little bit further, and hopefully I'll have internet tomorrow to make this a whole lot easier. Right. But with that, head over to the CrossFit Games YouTube channel for the Sport of Fitness podcast and find out where the 2026 CrossFit Games are going to be, and Dave is going to be on to talk about the season. So with that, we'll be back tomorrow with more. Hopefully you enjoyed this and taking a peek into our therapy session. And with that, have an awesome day, guys. I don't know how to get to my media assets to do the ending thing, so I am going to try to find out how to stop recording, and we're going to do that. I have no idea, dude. I have no idea.
I don't think I can do it.
Yeah, you can't.
Nope.
Yeah. I'm going to hit end.
Yeah,
we're going to try that.
Work.
See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Later.